Guys, welcome to Module 2, Understanding Our Hierarchy of Needs. So Maslow was a very intelligent individual as he tried to seek happiness. He was on a pursuit of happiness. And what he came down to the conclusion was that self-actualization was reaching happiness. This is where we were the most happy. This is where we understood ourselves very, very well and lived our talents and potentialities. So being able to satisfy our physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, self-esteem, allowed us to come to a place that we were coming from self-actualization. We had a downward energy of deficiency needs and we had our growth needs. Self-esteem comes to a place where it starts hitting positive. Why? Because now we are not just doing it for ourselves, but we're doing it for the greater good. We're doing it outside of ourselves. We're thinking about the bigger picture now. Now we're shifting our psychology from just me to like more grand scheme. Okay, this is where I want to come from. Especially if I want to make a family, or if you're trying to develop yourself in the world, even in your career, passions, family, relationships, whatever it may be, you will find what your values and beliefs are because of your satisfaction of your lower needs. So being able to know your environment and the behavior and capabilities that are necessary for you to have the love and belonging, and then of course your basic needs, which is food, water, shelter, sex. So Maslow added self-transcendence a year before he died in 1969. So Eclectic was a development of his theory. It was the emerging levels of existence, cyclical levels, right, of existence in terms of human conditions and our ability to meet those conditions with coping mechanisms. So as the environment asked us to survive, we needed to find out how to survive food, right, water, shelter, and sex to survive and replicate, bring it to the next level, safety, where now we're finding ourselves within others of our same genus, and now we are trying to find community, love and belonging, and now we're developing in those small communities into societies where now we can develop into our true potentialities. Now we can create and become at the same time. So when a new system or stage unfolds, we also shift or change our psychology and habits to adapt to these new conditions. Being able to know that we will always go up and down, right? Claire Graves didn't agree with Maslow in regards to these stages. They're not set. So instead, he called it the emerging cycles, right? The cyclical levels of existence theory, where he had two spirals like DNA moving up and then down. And we had our deficiency needs and then we had our growth needs. And this was basically like, you know, our negative and positive charges. So when we came from this cognitive going up, then we had positive energy, self-esteem going down, we wanted energy. So for us to function at this level, we need to be able to free up the energy so we can focus on the bigger picture. Now, as the system emerges, now we actually have to focus on something differently as our changes develop. So at first it was our environment. We needed to know when and where we were in this time and age, time and space. Then our behaviors. What are the actions that we're taking that allows us to do what we need to do to be safe in this environment? How are we adapting? How are we allowing ourselves to develop, right? What are the behaviors for me to live the life that I'm living? And then how are we doing that with the capabilities, right? Now we develop capabilities, skills, knowledge for us to get to a point that now this is not of worry of us. We don't have to worry about what we're needing to know. We just do at this point. We're getting to a point that now we're doing. This needing and having to do things is still resisting here when we're getting to self-esteem, but it's because people are still trying to learn to be autonomous at this point of cognitive. Having that ability to be autonomous is knowing what you're made of and understanding your psychology. Your psychology is always going to develop as you're asking these questions, but as you're answering these questions, then you can also go back and allow yourself to know what is it that you actually value and believe. Hold those things and don't break them for anybody. So my values were trust, spirituality, openness, love, and time freedom. So if it didn't meet any of those values and requirements, then it wasn't really what I was looking for. And I knew that that was something that was coming from purpose. I knew that was coming from a healthy core. And being able to know where it's coming from allowed me to know for what I was doing it for. So coming from the healthy sense of core allowed me to find my purpose and meaning out of that situation, even if I wasn't happy, because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to hit the essence needs rather than these mind and body levels where we are focusing on the small things rather than the bigger picture. So that's it for this module. I'll see you in the next module.